Hey guys, what's going on? Kunal here, Bulls on Wall Street. This is the Big Sleazy, aka Eric. What's going on? So today, we're here on the beach in Destin. It's Eric's last day. He has been with me for a month. As you know, he's one of my students. We do some work together. We've been masterminding for the last month on some different projects, and we have spent so much time thinking about business, success, what makes progress, money, how it moves. I mean, anything you could think about, we've been working on. Eric, it's been good to see you.
Yeah, good hanging out.
Don't get caught at the border. He's from Canada. So what you want to talk about today, buddy?
Actually, well, this morning I was watching a John Maxwell video, and he was talking about timing. So basically, I mean, I'm sure everyone's faced it. I'm sure you have. I know I have. Where something you want to do is kind of staring you in the face, but you're thinking about all the reasons why this isn't the right time for you to do it.
Got it.
So I wanted to get your thoughts on that. Like, I mean, so maybe sometimes it maybe isn't the right time. You know, maybe you have to take that into consideration. Or, I mean, are you kind of more along the lines where, you know, John Maxwell was thinking, where it was just, you know, if you think it's not the right time, it's the best time, because that's going to push you the most. I mean, what's your thought process on that?
So from what I've noticed with myself and my students, no matter where you are in life, there's always like a big event. So like you're in your 20s and it's like your college graduation, and then it's like, oh, I've got this job thing, and then it's like, oh, I'm gonna get married soon. Oh, I've got this serious girlfriend, I want to see what it works like. Oh, I just had my first baby. I love that one because it's like the whole world has babies. Yes, it's very, very time consuming. I've got 2 business partners right now that just had them. They're going out of their minds, but they're gonna have like 4 or 5 of them. So you can't say that. You can't say your marriage. These are all huge events, but we all pretty much share the same huge events, right? Which is life, death, marriage, children, events. And so when you're searching for like that perfect time, there is never a perfect time, because tomorrow you're gonna have an event, and the next day you're gonna have an event. You're always gonna have a job, and you're always gonna have a family that you love, that you don't wanna let down. No matter where you go and who you are, you're always gonna have those things. So there's no perfect time except to just put pen to paper and go for it right now, and then make adjustments as you see them.
Yeah, I mean, like, when you're looking back to, you know, maybe the time that you decided to leave your job and pursue trading full time and start Bulls on Wall Street, I mean, was that a decision that was kind of like you weren't sure at first, or was it just a decision that you made? Like, how did that kind of go?
Perfect. So I went 2 different facets.
Yeah.
I waited a long time before I traded full time.
Yeah.
But I made the decision in one moment that I was going to do it. So like, I didn't just say I'm going to do it and then the next day I was doing it. But I made a decision saying, I'm done with this. I'm going to trade full time. This is my business. This is what I want to do with my life. I'm going to spend the next year getting everything together to make that push.
Yeah.
So it's like, I did it, but I still did it while thinking about the consequences and making sure that I set myself up for success. Because that's really the key, is, are you putting yourself in a position to succeed? And so you have to make the decision, but you still got to plan ahead. So I made the decision, and I spent the next year cutting out all my debt, credit cards, cars, all the bullshit that you accumulate when you're in your 20s that you think you need.
Yeah.
And let me tell you something about how credit card debt happens. When you're in your 20s and you're working in a cubicle, you're working your butt off, and so what happens is Friday night, because you worked in the cubicle this whole time and you've tortured yourself, you feel like you have to, that you have this obligation to go out. Yeah, I got an obligation to go out and party. Remember when I met you, you said, yeah, you used to party all the time, you don't do it anymore. Why?
Yeah.
You got shit to do.
You're out of it, yeah.
But you have to do it, right? Because your friends are doing it. They're in the same spot as you. You got to do it. Otherwise, why'd you sit in that chair for 5 days?
Yeah.
So you go out and you get yourself all cantankerous, and then Saturday you recuperate, then you do it again, and then Sunday you lay in bed all day. But you kind of have to do it, right? Otherwise, why did you sit there for 5 days? So it's really hard to kind of get out of that cycle. And that's how I accumulated debt. You know, I had great parents, and so like, you know, I didn't have like necessarily like, oh my gosh, I'm worrying about this or that. Like, you know, I was able to go to good high school, and I had good like middle class parents, you know, that worked their butts off. But where I accumulated my debt was from accumulating things that I thought I had to have to prove that I was somebody, but also to just justify my existence of work, 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 sleep, work, 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 sleep, work, 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 sleep. You know, I had that cycle going. So that's where I actually accumulated the debt. And you know what happens is you're working, but you're not really getting ahead.
Yeah.
If anything, you're getting behind. So then what was the point of that whole rat race of stuff? Now, I'm sure some of you people have great jobs and they save money and they're getting ahead. I just was never wired like that. And so I had a great job and I was making more money every year, but my actual maybe future was getting a little bit less every year because I was spending less time improving on stuff that I was passionate about, and I wasn't saving any money because, right, I was just keeping up with the Joneses the whole time.
Yeah.
So going back to the decision, it was, I made the decision. So now that the decision's been made, I've got to cut out everything to put myself in a situation where I don't have $20,000 or $10,000 or $5,000 in bills that I can't handle. When I become full-time trader, I have zero.
Yeah.
And I have savings. I have a trading account, and I've done all the stuff I take. So it took just 1 second to make the decision, but it did take me about a year to set it up.
Yeah.
And then hit the ball rolling.
Yeah. I think that's good. I mean, that's some real practical advice that, I mean, it's one thing to kind of say like, hey, like, you know, just go for it. But I mean, that's some good practical advice that, you know, anyone can.
Because you still are going for it,
exactly,
right?
Yeah.
You're making steps every day to improve yourself and to improve the odds to succeed. Because that's the thing. It's nice to just take your pants off and jump in there.
Yeah.
But if you flame out in 5 days because you can't pay your rent, then it was all for nothing.
Yeah.
But if you can give yourself a chance and give yourself some time to really map it out, and then you actually have to go out and do it, of course. That's the hard part, is actually go out and do it. Now you're giving yourself something that's like really a 1% chance. Guys, the people that quit their jobs, live in their car, or open their business in their garage, and they have $100 to the name, and they make it, they're out there. You can do it. But you are 1 in 100 million, okay? If you think about it in a purposeful way, now you're taking your odds to 1 in 100, or 1 in 50, or even 1 in 20. And that's a lot different than the stories you hear about people like in Silicon Valley or something. They happen, but they're in such special circumstances and special people. And yeah, we all may be that, but sometimes it's just that right place, right time. You've got to put yourself in a position to succeed.
Yeah. And you know, maybe it's like sometimes that particular person needs that situation to make them maximize their potential.
Yeah, it's like a lot of times like people say like, oh, these two people quit college and became billionaires, you don't need college. Well, it may be that, you know, not doing that put them in the position to succeed.
Yeah,
you know, it's not because they quit college they succeeded, right? But it's just a step in many circumstances that did that.
Yeah.
You know, maybe they succeeded in spite of not going to college.
Exactly. Yeah. So, I mean, for anyone, you know, that's subscribed to your YouTube channel, watching all the videos, maybe they've seen some webinars, maybe they're on the email list, maybe they see you on, you know, Instagram, haven't joined the Bulls Bootcamp yet, are thinking about it, but, you know, are kind of telling themselves, oh, maybe this is the right time, I don't have the money, or, you know, maybe I'm too busy, or maybe I'll do it next year. I mean, what would you tell that person?
no time to do it but now. And the reason is this. You're always gonna have stuff going on. But in my class, I give lifetime access to all my students. So they can take class live as many times they want. So like in next week's class, I'll have students that have been with me for 4 or 5 years that already might be professional traders, but they come in to pay the respects, ask a couple questions, help out with the new students, but they can keep retaking it. So it's not about, is this the time? It's about, it's always the time. And then we get what we can done, and we keep hacking at it a little bit every day. See, a lot of times people want to buy a course or they make a change in their life and it's like all or nothing.
Yeah.
But what about if you made incremental progress every single day? So you take my class and maybe you're not totally ready to immerse yourself, but you make 1% improvement every day on your trading knowledge.
Yeah.
And you do it over the span of many months while you're handling your kids or your job. Well, guess what? In 6 months, and that's not a sexy timeline for most people, they want it now, but in 6 months, and guys, time flies by. Remember where you were? Remember where you were New Year's last year? We're at New Year's next year, right? Every year I say that. Remember where you were New Year's last year. It happened just like this. So imagine if you made a 1% improvement every day for 6 months, just a little bit of work, 10, 15, 20 minutes, even if you're busy. 6 months from now, you're gonna know some stuff and you're actually gonna be able to apply it and start getting going towards your goals.
That actually, where you saying, you know, remember where you were last year New Year's made me think, because from where I was last year New Year's and now I'm on the beach, so it's quite different, so it's pretty cool.
It's pretty awesome here.
But anyways, if you guys haven't hit the subscribe button for this YouTube channel, we got plenty more videos coming at you, and there's hundreds of videos already ready for you. So thanks for watching.
Guys, appreciate it as always. Look forward to seeing you in class. Take care.